Tulsa Terrors here from VCI Entertainment. This is the story of the made-for-home video movie business, which basically ends up being a documentary about VCI Entertainment, which is also the company that distributed this Blu-ray. This is a documentary that I was looking forward to seeing. I always like these documentaries about either weird filmmakers or weird film companies, and this one covers the company that released, as you can see here, Blood Cult and The Ripper, and they did Revenge, and they did Terror 10 Killer, but of course that one's actually not talked about in the documentary. You got to watch the actual extras to see the little segment about that one. But it does talk about a whole bunch of movies. And what I like about this is, like, usually when you watch these, it gives you kind of a list of movies that you're going to go check out if you want to, if you haven't already seen them. Luckily for me, I don't have to stress it much because I think I've seen or have owned at one time or another most of the movies they talk about in this. Like, I've got Blood Cult, The Ripper, I've got Revenge, I've got I ain't got the Blu-ray of that. It came out, but I've got that on DVD. I had this Stitcher movie. I don't have it now for some reason, but it's like the only one besides like Cafe Purgatory that they talk about that that I don't have or haven't seen. The Cafe Purgatory movie being the only movie in this that I would like to see. But basically it just gives you the history of the company up from Blood Cult and how it was successful being a straight to VHS movie, but it was also, talk about it was shot on video, which, that and Boarding House, they kind of go back and forth on which one was actually the first ever shot on video horror film. That's not really debated here, but if you're looking for just a nice little easy to watch documentary, this is one that I would recommend. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was good. Is it great? Probably not, but it is very informative. And there's some cool stuff in interviews, and it's not like the flashiest documentary you've ever seen. It's a good documentary. It's not like the flashiest documentary you've ever seen, but it gets to the point and it tells you what you need to know about this VCI Entertainment and people that kind of was inspired from the people that made movies in Tulsa and made their own movies. So you hear about the, some stuff that Massacre Video put out or some stuff that Toe Tag put out, like Mutations and Toe Tags and stuff like that. It ain't gonna be for everybody, I don't think, but if you are a fan of lesser known horror films, if you are a fan of Blood Cult or the sequel Revenge or something like that, then I recommend you check this out. VCI Entertainment as a whole is a great company to check out. Like I said, Blood Cult is a pretty popular title. It's what they talk about in this. I own Blood Cult on DVD. I don't have this the flashy Blu-ray that came out. I also own this triple pack of The Ripper, Blood Cult, and the sequel to Blood Cult Revenge. All that is by VCI Entertainment. So if you haven't seen it, check it out, and then watch this documentary to tell you a little bit more about it, because it is pretty interesting.